Hey everyone, um, Apex Trades back here just for another update as we start the trading week. Now, as you know, I've got a limit order around the 20,195. Now, as I've been kind of looking into the data of where key levels are and things like that, I may decide to slightly change. We've got a number of key things happening which I think could affect the market. I'm also looking generally at where the price action currently is. Right now we've been heavily respecting this 800-day MA, which for me can be something that can get respected again. I mean, if we look, we respected it here, and we've also respected it here. Okay, we had a couple of moves. This is on the 1 hour time frame where we kind of just peaked above it and then we came back down. We also hit it here. Again, respected it at this level. So what this tells me is potentially what we could see is a move to the upside. And again, if we respect at this point and we do something similar to here, then we probably won't get hit or filled on our order. So what I'm thinking is we look potentially around the 2,000 mark. 20,000 mark, sorry, in terms of where we'd want to hit, and that is actually true for where we are with Bookmap also. So let me just switch across to Bookmap for you and let me just show you what I can see on Bookmap. So right now, if we look at Bookmap, we've got lots of liquidity around this area. This has always historically been a busy trading area anyway. It's a lot of consolidation around this point, but if we look higher up here into the 20,000, we have got a massive amount of liquidity. We've got 860 Bitcoin to be traded at this area. That could spell a potential move to the upside, break through all this liquidity. We always know that price action seeks liquidity. Of course, we've also got liquidity down here, and that could also be the way it goes, and that's fine. You know, I would rather not get filled than to have a losing trade without any security measures put in place like stops and stuff. So, but I think potentially what we could see is some more movement to the upside, and this is a nice zone of where I'd potentially expect. So I'm going to drop just below this. I'm going to set my order placement at 19,950. If we just go a little bit higher, let's see what that looks like. Let's see, so we'd be looking around this area to get filled. Now, if we go higher again, we do have that's, you know, we still have that liquidity. That was a lot more liquidity prior to the, you know, when we were originally looking at it on a previous video, but these are still key areas. Okay, so we are looking, if we look at the, let's see, I'm just going to head back to TradingView. We are looking very much, at least on the 1 hour, we don't, it's difficult to discern which way this will go if I'm completely honest, because the volume's still relatively low. We've also got kind of in and out action from the squeeze momentum indicator as well as the money flow index. So again, nothing that's lighting my fire in terms of which way it can go, but I would rather, overall, as you know, I'm bearish, and I'll maintain bearish until we cross that 200-day moving average on the daily, so, and the weekly. So right now we're still bearish. So my mentality is to still, hopefully we get snagged around here, and then we drop to the downside. That's backed up, if I'm honest, by the way Bookmap is shaping up. Obviously, we know we've got a lot of liquidity around this zone, so I think we can maybe hunt up to here, hopefully get filled. My stop loss will probably be, I'll give it some room to breathe. Maybe 20,350 will be my stop loss, so about a 30% risk. What else have we got coming in today? Well, some key action areas which I'm always nervous about. I think it's at 3 p.m. Let me just pick that up a second just to kind of show you. So we have this ISM manufacturing PMI, I think, which generally causes volatility. Apologies for my voice and the coughing and stuff, by the way, as well. I'm certainly not at my best at the minute. I've had a chest infection, but anyway, that's not your problem. But yeah, so this thing can potentially cause us a problem. So if we look, when I say problem, it depends. If we come in higher than the forecast, then that's normally good for currency. What's good for currency is usually bad for Bitcoin because of the correlation with the DXY. So we're predicting 52.5. So actual is greater than forecast is good for currency, obviously. So if we see currency continue to go up, we'll have a look at the DXY in a second. Then that normally means negative or decorrelation to the downside on Bitcoin. So yeah. So this is at 3 p.m. Now I think this is in UK time. So that will be half an hour after the New York Stock Exchange opens. So I always like to at least give a half an hour before, for it to settle down before I like to trade. I don't really want to be trading the news because potentially it's just so much volatility that you can quite easily get wrecked. So we'll be watching that. Again, we hope that it comes in that benefits us to give us a snag of our hit. So let me just go across to TradingView again. What I just want to look at is the DXY. So let me just change this across. You'd be glad to know I'm getting a new Apple MacBook Pro soon, and this will be a lot slicker. Here's the thing, though. I mean, look, do you want me to fart about with all kinds of fancy videos that take ages and ages to upload, or are you guys just happy with this kind of raw fiddling about mentality where I'm just switching between different things? Because I guess I could learn to try and do both, but for me, this isn't really about trying to be all smart and fancy and like every other YouTuber out there. I appreciate it does look good, but ultimately this is just about reviewing data, understanding where we are. We are on a challenge to get from 500 to 5K. And, I need to be nimble with how I'm putting this data out there, not, too antsy. So let's look at the DXY. So this tells me potentially downside is potential, because right now we've had this kind of downward momentum. We're starting to maybe come back up again. It looks like we've broke a line of support in terms of a descending channel. So if we look, definitely broken out of that. So I would expect the DXY to start ramping up. Next line of resistance will be here. But who knows? We'll have to wait and see what this news comes out to. We are approaching the MFI at the top. What happened when we hit the MFI last time at the top? Yeah, as you know from my previous videos, we overhit it. We stayed in this area for a little bit longer. And the moment we started to break down, we had that massive sell-off. We then hit the bottom of the MFI here. We started to uptick. It was only short-lived. We come back to the mean, and then we have more downside. So, what this tells us is that the middle point can also be a little sign of relief, only for further downturn. So we have actually broken through the midway point on the MFI. We've got very little rejection to the downside. So more upward momentum is expected, but we'll have to wait and see. I mean, it's inversely correlated to Bitcoin. You'll probably see something quite similar. But this channel here has been, we're pretty static in this channel. been quite static for a long time, at least on the hour, on the money flow index. And look, I mean, the squeeze momentum, it's just it's correlated to volume, and so is this. And because we've had such little volume lately, we're kind of in the trenches, right in the middle. So it's going to be interesting to see how this breaks out. But we'll see. We shall see. Yeah. So just to confirm, I am going to change. I'm going to put my entry now at 19,950. I'm hoping we break this 800-day moving average EMA, and then we get filled, and we start to see some over exhaustion. What does the 4 hour look like? Again, very medium, very middle term in terms of where it's at with price and volume. So again, could see some further upward momentum. We've just got to stick to what we think. So 19,950. That's because I think that 20k is going to provide some stiff resistance. So we'll have to see. We'll have a stop at 20,300. 20,350. So we'll figure out what that looks like in terms of a percentage. But that's pretty much what I'm going with. So I'll let you. Yeah, if any changes, usually what I'm going to do is wait for the New York Stock Exchange to open up, because that's when we'll start to see some good volatility. So my temptation is to wait to see how that reacts to that news before I change my stance. So currently we're at 20,195. I'm going to wait until we have the 3 o'clock, the 2:30 opening bell for the New York Stock Exchange, see which way the market tends to look. Then we have the 3 o'clock news, which will be half an hour after that for the manufacturing data. So depending on where we come after, with half an hour after that, so it'll be 3:30 p.m. UK time. That's when I'll decide whether to change. If we're still looking like we're going to go up further, I'll be reviewing Bookmap. I'll be seeing what the data looks like there, and then I'll make a decision based on that. So that's where I'm at so far. Okay. Well, I think that's pretty much it. As I say, if there's anything you guys want to go into more, spend more time on, just let me know. I'm more than happy to do whatever you guys want. But this specific set of video series is all about this challenge from $500 to $5,000, and we'll see how we get on. Okay, so with that being said, I'll speak to you guys soon. Speak to you later. Bye.